from 2004, 2007, I would say that was like the golden age of the Tunisian blogosphere. After 2007, two issues emerged and diminished the influence and the activism in the Tunisian blogosphere. First, it became more popular, so the level or the quality of the posts and the discussion went a little bit down, which is a good thing in terms of like allowing other people to access to this tool. But the other issue was Facebook, and a lot of people discovered Facebook at that time and migrated there and started writing on Facebook versus writing on blogs, which was more interesting at that time because it offered features we couldn't see. But overall, we could say that the Tunisian blogosphere allowed Tunisians from different trainings, from different backgrounds, from different regions to discuss and also to get to know each other and thrive without being spotted. There were some internet dissidents at the same time who were using the internet to do open political criticism of Ben Ali, and those were spotted right away. I think a lot of focus was put on them, but that did also allow the tension and the concentration and the focus to build up on these people who were really threatened even in real life, ended up in jail, and allowed the rest of the bloggers to thrive quite freely. There were two types of Tunisian internet users for political and social and other activism. The first one is usually connected to the parties, either the banned parties or the parties who are in opposition, who were already on the records of the Tunisian police. These people would usually either live abroad or live under constant surveillance in Tunisia. And they know each other, they met several times, they were already organized, and they were using the internet as a platform to express their opinion. These people were already known by the secret police, and their website would be censored right away. The other, I would call silent majority at that time, and those people, the first group started using the internet in the late 90s, in the early year 2000, and from there, and they got a lot of exposure through the use of internet. And we could say maybe in Tunisia we were pretty much in the region from one of the first countries who used internet in such open politically to criticize the regime. And I think the regime realized that, and which made him one of the worst enemies of the internet, because their technique of banning website they acquired very quickly. I guess they were one of the very first ones to realize the importance of the internet. I would write on my blog, and I would read other people's blogs, and basically realize that we were sharing the same issues and concerns about the countries. And I would write about a problem that I would face in my real life, and they comment on it. And more the discussion get into real politics, but not open opposition to the president. There will be a real politics in terms of like narrow niches of different policies that the government was using. And at some point, I think the government did not take that very seriously and allowed that to go smoothly and thrive. And these people met in real lives and became friends. And at some point, they wanted to go further and got the opportunity to talk to each other. And I think that's why somehow they managed to work efficiently during the revolution. I feel that the government basically was not ready to infiltrate or to follow people like us. First, because in their reading of the situation, we were the ones benefiting from the regime. We were the ones whose interest would be in the regime continuing. We were the middle upper class, people who live in middle upper class neighborhoods in Tunis, who study overseas or have a job and have internet at home and have a car, were not perceived to be a threat. And I think that that's something that maybe was true in the beginning of the blogosphere. We were not threatening, and we had no contacts, although we know what was happening, but we had no contacts with the opposition. But I don't think that they gave us a lot of importance. They were right. I mean, I would say in their readings of the situation as well, because what brought the revolution is the underprivileged area, is the people who went to the streets in Sidi Bouzid and in Kasserine and who got shot at. Our role was just to convey that information to the outside world and spread it within our spheres. And I think, and spreading other information like the WikiLeaks information or other things that maybe allowed the middle upper class to shift. And I think Ben Ali lost the game when he lost the upper class.